everybody, Sherry Johnson again from Networking with a Purpose for additional work from home opportunities. Today is all about simple do's and don'ts of working from home. What you should do, what you shouldn't do, and what you got to make sure that you don't fall for certain scams. Tip number one, anything that tells you to give out some personal information, for example, your credit card information for access to X, Y, and Z, don't you do it. Nope, don't even try it. I had a website, and I will probably put it up later, so you can make sure that you don't go to these certain websites, but it was a website saying for a total price of $49, you'll have access to all these work at home opportunities where you can make up to $1,000 a week or $3,500 a month. That's virtually impossible to do with any work from home opportunity unless it's a network marketing opportunity. And normally, if you are familiar with network marketing, those network marketing opportunities will very rarely yield you that much money, especially at the onset. Now it will yield to others on top of you, or on the side of you, maybe some money, but not necessarily you. So make sure you don't fall for any of those schemes. Number two is, if you are working a legitimate work from home opportunity, make sure that you log in on your set schedule. If you have a set schedule, log in when you're supposed to log in, because a lot of these software companies that you might be working for will have a tracker, that is downloaded to your computer to ensure that you're actually working the hours that you say you're working. And even though you might be logged in, inactivity is an indication that you might not be working the way you're supposed to be working. So make sure you are active on these websites that you are working for these companies. And my tip number three is basically simple. Just make sure that your personal calls and your cell phone, that's why I just turned my cell phone off, all the stuff that you're supposed to not be doing, you don't do. No cell phone calls, don't get up at the middle of a, online chat and, make a sandwich or anything like that, because they really do look at the seconds and the minutes that you are possibly working on a project, and they might conclude that you have paused to do something else instead of working on their particular project, well, whoever the company is. So just be mindful of that as well when you're doing these work from home opportunities. Have fun with it, but just be realistic. And if you're doing like these surveys for a penny here, dollar here, nickel here, a couple of things up and down around the mulberry bush, then that's a different opportunity. But any of the opportunities where you're actually working for a company as an employee and not a contractor, I would definitely say be cautious as to how much time you spend idling, not actually doing anything, because a lot of times that could count against you. But other than that, you should be just fine. These were just some quick tips on what to do and what to look out for. Any scams are basically people or companies that's asking you for your credit card information, your debit card information, and promising you the world. We should not be giving out any of that information, because in this technological world, the minute you give it up, you give up everything. So make sure you hold on to that information very, very tightly. And I'm just going to read a couple of things that you should do or should not do when you're in your work area at home. Don't become all disorganized. You might have a baby at home, or a couple of kids. Make sure you focus. Let them do what they need to do, get them settled, and then become very focused, because once you disorganize, it's so hard to get back on track. And make sure you handle all your chores that's related to your household before you actually log in to do any work from home opportunities, because that can also distract and deduct from what you may be able to get financially. Okay. And my final tip is something to do during, make sure you set your normal business hours. If from 8 a.m. to 12 noon is your work time, let that be your work time. No distractions, nothing, and let people respect that. Just because you might work from home, people might see your car in the garage or, in the driveway or on the street or whatever the case is. Make sure you let them know that you're working. You might be blogging. You might be taking online surveys. You might be answering calls or in the chat room, discussing stuff with different clients. So make sure you explain to them that you might be home However, you are still working and you do not need to be disturbed. So that's one of the biggest things with work from home opportunities. People tend to think that you're not working because your car is out there or because they see you in the house. But let them know you are indeed working. So those were some quick tidbits. I shall be back soon with additional videos, additional work from home opportunities, because there are a truckload of opportunities just for you, so you can stay home, work, and enjoy yourself. So I'm Sherry Johnson from Networking with a Purpose, and we'll have more work from home opportunities soon.